I am testing out cheap sewing machines. So I feel like if you sew, you've probably seen some of these before. So I don't know if this is actually anything. It kind of just looks like something broke. So actually, never mind. So Blaze is like Miss Inspector General. So she has to like sniff everything before. I think it's crazy that you can do a buttonhole. I don't know if I want to try that because like I've had problems on my own. Actually expensive machine doing it. Okay, so this is the Little Stitch tank top on it. Welcome back to my channel. So this is a little bit different of an intro than I usually film, but because this is a more casual video. So in today's video, I am testing two affordable or cheap sewing machines. One is the Little Stitch and one is the Easy Home, and I will see if I can put prices up for both of those. I got the Little Stitch from a thrift store and I got the Easy Home from Aldi's. So I wanted to see if these would be viable sewing machines for people who aren't ready to pay the full price for an actual sewing machine. So I will test those out, see the features, and make something with it. So I hope that y'all like this video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, in this week's video, I am testing out cheap sewing machines. So I feel like if you sew, you've probably seen some of these before. So I'm gonna put one example up. This one does not work, at least from what I've heard other people say, because it doesn't have a bobbin, so like the thread doesn't stay. So I was curious on if some of these like more affordable or cheap sewing machines actually work, because I know that sewing machines can be expensive, and for someone who might just like be getting into sewing, this could be a better option, but is it actually worth it? I have two that I will be testing, and I will show you the first one in a second, because I'm going to start with that one because it's like the lesser of the two. It was cheaper. I got it from a thrift store and it has less functionality, and then I'm going to show you the other one. So this is it. It's Little Stitch mini cordless sewing machine with foot pedal. So I got this one from a thrift store for $13. I saw some that were either 10 or less, but I think this one has all of the parts, which is why it was a little bit more expensive. But yeah, it says that it's great for quick repair, college students, and office or travel. So I don't know if I have that much hope, but this one does have a bobbin, so I'm hoping that it'll work. Okay, so this sewing machine uses batteries, which I forgot. I forgot that it does, and because it has a foot pedal, so I thought you could also plug it in. You can't. I think the other one you can plug in. So I'm off to the store to get batteries. And I just came from the store, which is like what sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, I got the batteries, so I'm gonna do like a little haul of what comes with this sewing machine, or at least what I think comes with it. This is what I got, and I thrifted it. So this is the sewing machine itself. It has a case for the bobbin. You thread, you can change the tension, you can also change the speed, and there's a light apparently. So, and then this is the hand wheel, a instruction manual for how to use it, how to troubleshoot what goes on. So there's actually two bobbins, but one is already in there. Also, I don't know if I'm going to show you if wounding the bobbin works, because both of them came like very full. The box fell and it just scared the cats. Yeah, you can kind of see like how full it is, so I don't know if I really want to like unwind all of this just to rewind it, but we will see. A few things that I don't really know their purpose, so like I don't know if this is actually anything. It kind of just looks like something broke, so actually never mind. There was also a spring in this that came with it. I don't really know what this is either. And then inside there's a few things in this bag. So there's like a thing to thread a needle. They also have a replacement needle, which I thought was a little surprising. And then I think this might be like a thread holder. And then there's also this. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. So yeah. Okay, and the last two things, one, the foot pedal that it comes with, and this little piece of fabric when I thrifted it. So I'm assuming this means that it worked. So we will see if it works. Also, it seems like it's holding up because this is like multiple pieces of fabric. So we'll see. I'm mistaken. There are two bobbins because the second one is what you use for the thread. So I guess you would wind both of them up with the thread that you want to use. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Okay, I have another development. So when you press the on and off, it automatically goes. I don't have it threaded at the top, but when you have the foot pedal, it goes when you do it. So like if you didn't want to use the foot pedal, you could just use this button and have it go. So Blaze is like Miss Inspector General, so she has to like sniff everything before anything can happen. Okay, so to thread it, you go through this, here, and then through the needle. Pretty simple and straightforward. And now I'm going to show y'all it sewing. Also, the light works. Okay, as you can see, it works. The tension, I feel like, is a little wonky, so when I actually make something, I'll have to play around with that a little bit more, but I'm going to get ready and show you the next sewing machine that I'm going to test out that was a little bit more expensive and I think has like more features to it. Okay, so this is the second machine. Of course, Blaze gets on top of it. Oh, she's gonna bite the box. Maybe not right now. I got this one from Aldi's, and I am going to guess that it was somewhere between, look at her. So I got this one from Aldi's, and I'm going to guess that it was somewhere between $20 and $30. So obviously this one is a little more high-end than the Lil Stitch, so it seems like it has multiple stitch options. It is battery operated, and you can reverse on this one. Oh my gosh, it has a thread cutter. So it seems like there's a little bit more to this one. So if it works, I feel like this would be a better starter option compared to the Lil Stitch. I still want to try to make something with both of them, but yeah, so I'm going to look through the instructions and see. Okay, so I'm actually a little shocked. So this one, it already comes threaded and with the bobbin, so I'm just gonna try sewing with it first, and then I'll like see with threading later, even though it looks just kind of like how you would thread like a normal sewing machine. Also, it came not only with the batteries, but with 4 extra batteries, and then it comes with 2 things of thread, a bobbin already wound for both of them, and a buttonhole foot. I think it also has a thing to thread your needle. I'm thoroughly impressed at like all you get for, I wish I knew how much it was because I bought this a while ago, but yeah, I'm kind of thoroughly impressed with like how much you get. So let's see how it works. And here's Lola in the box, and Blaze maybe licking Lola. Okay, I'm like very surprised because I feel like this one is decent. Not that the other one is necessarily bad, but I feel like this one has a lot more potential for, because the reason why I got these is I wanted to obviously test them out and see if more affordable sewing machines are reliable and if you can like make stuff with them, because even though one of my sewing machines, I might as well show them. So I thrifted the metal one, and this was like my mom's for a while until I went off to college, but like this one is probably a few hundred, and I definitely spent a few hundred on the serger as well, and I know that that's not accessible for everyone. So the Easy Home, the one from Aldi's, is I feel like just really exciting because I feel like I looked it up online, and I feel like the price ranges from like $30 to $50 where like wherever you're getting it from, but I feel like it's so promising that like this could be a great starter sewing machine. So I did a few stitches. So these 2 are the ones I did. You can tell the zigzag stitch skipped, and if you look at the back, yeah, the tension is messed up, but I can adjust that. Like I just have to see like which tension works best. And also I'm using the thread that they gave, which is probably not the nicest thread, but I don't really want to have to like redo these bobbins that are all full. But yeah, I feel like this has a lot of potential, so that's exciting. I showed some clips of it sewing, but so yeah, there's all of these stitches which can be changed here. You can change the tension, you can turn on and off the light, and there's a thread cutter which I didn't use. It can also reverse if you have to pull it all the way down for that, and then with this, oh, there's a ruler on the bottom if that is helpful. So you can turn it on and off, and if you put it on here, it'll automatically go, but you can also press the foot handle while this is off for it to go. And then also there's a little compartment. So obviously this is not an ad. I just wanted to say that. I also think it's crazy that you can do a buttonhole. I don't know if I want to try that because like I've had problems on my own, actually expensive machine doing it. So I don't know if I really want to push this one to the limit. I would like to maybe preserve it. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to make a tank top on both of them and just see how that goes. Obviously, right now my like hypothesis is that I think the Easy Home will be able to make it without much of a problem. I do think the Little Stitch might be a little harder, but we will see. And then I will see if there's anything else I want to try to make or anything else I want to do with them. So, yeah. Okay, so I just finished making a tank top using the Little Stitch machine, and I will give my like overall thoughts and reviews at the end of this video. But something I did to just make it a little more secure is I would tie the ends of the where I started and ended the stitch together, so if it was like on the same place, like a hem, I would just tie both of those together, and if it was at the start, I would tie it before it like went down. I don't know if that makes sense. But I would I'd tie those together, and there are also a few times where I kind of had to help guide the fabric because the presser or the feed dogs weren't moving it enough, and it was getting stuck. So yeah, it was okay. I will give more of my thoughts later, but now I'm going to make the next tank top with the Easy Home machine and see how that goes. Also for the Easy Home, so since the Little Stitch only has a straight stitch, for sewing the tank top together, like the seams, I'm going to use a zigzag stitch, and then I'll probably just use a straight stitch to hem it, just to see like how that goes. Okay, so this is the tank top using the Little Stitch machine. So as you can tell on the sides, it's kind of ruched because it was only using a straight stitch, and that's not the best for this fabric. And then also if you look closely, I don't know if you can really tell it on this hem, but if you look at the hem of the neckline, you can tell it like there's some skips or of the arms. Yeah, I think you see it better over here, and that's where I had to like pull the fabric through to make sure that it went through. So overall, not bad. I did it, but it did take a long time to do. Like, I think it took me maybe like 2 hours to do it because of like all the issues that I was having. So that was one thing. It was a lot slower than the other machine. And then this is the tank top for the Easy Home machine. So as you can tell, the sides aren't ruched. I did try to do a straight stitch, and because this is like the bottom side, you can tell it's really bad. It looks fine on the inside, but on the outside it didn't, so I ended up just using a zigzag stitch for the rest of the hems, but that's, I feel like, likely just because this is a really stretchy fabric and straight stitches don't always work the best. Overall, it wasn't bad. It was a lot faster than the little stitch, and I didn't try all of the stitches. Like, there's a buttonhole stitch, and I just really didn't want to do that. But overall, it was definitely a lot better. Okay, so this is the little stitch tank top on. It looks fine. It looks like a tank top. I think I messed up the neckline. You can see the ruching a little bit on the side, but it's not like that noticeable. So overall, it's fine. If you looked closely, you'd be able to see the like where the hems messed up and stuff. But overall, it looks fine. I feel like it would last. So yeah. Okay, so something I noticed, this is the Easy Home tank top. So when I was putting on and taking off the little stitch one, since it's only a straight stitch, it didn't have much give, and so taking that off, I definitely heard a few pops, and I didn't have that problem with this one. So this is the Easy Home. I think the only thing that I don't love is the zigzag stitch on the hems, but either way, I feel like it looks good. I feel like it's wearable, and I think this one would definitely last longer than the little stitch because of the zigzag stitches. So yeah. Okay, so my final verdicts on the sewing machines, I took some notes. So because the little stitch only has a straight stitch, I don't think it's the best on stretchy fabrics. So I think if you wanted to hem stuff, and mostly things that are like not as stretchy or they don't have as much give, I feel like that would be a better option. Also, not having a backstitch function, while okay, and I figured out a way around it, it definitely would have been nice to know that my seams were secure, because there were a few times where it would get caught and I'd have to start over. So like, there's not really much security on those seams that started midway. So that was something else. So overall, I think this was a good, simple sewing machine. So I think this would be good for people who, if you just really need to like fix your clothes or need to hem your clothes. But I think beyond that, this is not the best one, and I don't think I would suggest getting it if you do want to get into sewing. So one other thing also for the little stitch is because of how slow it was, it's a little tedious and a little frustrating. So yeah. For the Easy Home, I feel like this is a lot better of an option. You can use it on multiple fabric types. It has 12 different stitches, including a buttonhole stitch, which like I wasn't going to try because I have bad luck with buttonhole stitches, but just a lot of options. It was a lot faster. So like, I think it took me maybe an hour or less to do this tank top, which was nice. So I feel like this one is a good sewing machine for beginners who want to get into sewing but aren't ready, or who just like aren't ready to like pay for a full sewing machine. Because like, I know that even though I did thrift one of my sewing machines, my serger was over $100, and I think the one that I mostly use, my digital sewing machine, is also over $100 or $200. So like, that's not feasible for everyone. So I feel like the Easy Home is a good option if you are not ready to give that commitment, but you still want to start to get into sewing a little bit more. So I am going to be honest, I don't really intend to keep either of these machines. I am going to try to find some homes for them, but I definitely would not keep the little stitch. I know it wouldn't get used. I think the Easy Home, if I did not, so my mom has a sewing machine at home, but if she didn't have a sewing machine at home, I think I would keep it as like an at-home sewing machine. So I think that one is just like a lot better of an option, and I don't know how long its life will be. Like, I don't know how long it will last, and I don't really want to try to put it to the test to see. Overall, I think it could be a really good travel option as well if you do so, but you know that like every so often you travel somewhere with no sewing machine, it would be a lot easier to transport this than like an actual sewing machine. So overall, I think it's a viable option. Whereas I don't know if I feel the same way for the little stitch. So those are my thoughts. I hope that y'all liked this video. I hope you liked seeing these two sewing machines in action, and if anyone is thinking about getting into sewing, I hope that this helps some. Also, a little tip, if you do want to get into sewing but you don't want to pay full price for a machine, I definitely suggest looking either on like secondhand places like Facebook Marketplace, or that's where I got my serger from, or looking at thrift stores, because I actually got my metal machine from a Goodwill, and even though the timing for the bobbin was off, I was able to get it fixed at a sewing machine repair place near me for a very good price. So that is always an option. So yeah, I hope this helps. I hope y'all like the video. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on my social medias. And until next time, bye guys.